These are the 5 things that made me a stronger person when times got hard. According to the census, I'm supposed to be in jail, dead, or homeless because of my background. But instead, I built a multi-million-dollar company before I turned 21. My name is Justin Guerra, and I'm here to share all of my experiences and lessons that I've learned from building 3 multi-million-dollar companies and not coming out of the best circumstances. So I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 things that made me a stronger person when I was going through the hardest times in my life and came out the other side being successful. Number 1, reframe challenges. What if the thing that you're avoiding is the biggest key to your greatest growth? A lot of people think that the skill of overcoming challenges is something that you're born with, but it's not true. When I was growing up, my father left me when I was 2 months old. I grew up in a low-income household. I was a high school dropout, and I always made so many excuses for myself that made me such an angry kid. I had this victim mentality. So it wasn't until when I truly dedicated myself to the craft of creating a better version of me that I looked at every single circumstance that I was ever placed in front of my life as an opportunity to grow and make myself better. For example, when I was living in this little back room that my grandmother had, I remember sitting in that room and saying, this is the time of my life when I'm creating the best version of me. Even though I was overcoming drug addiction, even though I didn't have any money, even though the next 2 to 3 years I spent struggling as an entrepreneur, all of that time I defined as the time that made me the strongest person. And even today, when I go through a hard moment, you always hear me make the joke of, one day this is gonna make a really good podcast, because I truly believe that I will overcome any challenge that you put in front of me, and it will make me the best version of myself. Number 2, set small achievable goals. So sometimes when our dreams are so big, they could be overwhelming and it's hard to get them all accomplished. What I personally do in my life is that it doesn't matter how big the vision is, I break it down into daily goals. So let's say, for example, my goal is to build a company. Today, I'm gonna build the website, then I'm gonna create the copy, then I'm gonna go ahead and hire one employee. And I do the same things over and over and over every single day until the major goal is accomplished, because anxiety and stress comes from inaction, and inaction comes from a lack of opportunity. So you need to go ahead and take that huge vision that you have and say, I'm gonna break this down as small as possible and start taking action. Even if today it's reading 1 page of a book, even if it's watching 1 podcast, you just need to start taking small action so you could get yourself out of this challenge. Because at the end of the day, nobody could get you out of your situation except for you. Number 3, the law of proximity. The law of proximity states that an object that is closer to another object resembles itself more than an object that is further from it. So for example, if I'm broke and I'm hanging out with somebody who's very successful, even though I'm broke, I'm gonna resemble that successful person a lot more. Now, the way that this law helped me become a stronger person and a better individual overall in my life, when I was coming up my first year of entrepreneurship, I slept on a couch that whole entire year before I built my first company. I was around people that were driving towards the same goal. That ended up being one of the hardest years of my life because I was tested in ways I never thought I would be. I remember having to pick quarters to eat. I remember not affording gas and still driving to the office every day. And the reason that became so much easier for me and bearable was because I was around people that sometimes were in the same situation I was, and we didn't let each other fold or fail. So in those moments when I thought that I can't do this anymore, the proximity to the people that I wanted to be like or resemble or were on the same mission as me didn't allow me to let myself fail. You know, and even today and age, when I'm going through something difficult, I create proximity to people that are at higher levels above me. So my issues that I'm facing inside of my business seem almost minuscule to what they're dealing with, and I could grow myself as a stronger individual. Sometimes you just need somebody to tell you that you're driving towards the right direction and keep you on track to hit your goals. Create proximity with people that create value in your life. Number 4, build powerful routines. Your routine is either making your future or destroying it. The things that you do on a daily basis are the things that define you. When you're going through hard moments, you can't focus solely on that moment, but you need to focus on the actionable steps that are going to get you out of it. And sometimes, even though you feel depressed, anxious, stressed, angry at your situation, the things that make you stronger are acting on your actionable steps regardless of how you feel. That is what makes you a better individual. Regardless of this whole entire video, if you just follow this one thing, you will be a better person overall. When I've been in the hardest times of my life, I'm talking about down, dirty, broke, done, depressed, I didn't allow any of that to affect my action. I remember there's videos on my phone right now of when I was in my first company building it. I would would literally walk outside talking to my phone after 9 months of not being successful and reminding myself why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, why I'm sacrificing everything, why I didn't go to spend time with my family July 4th, Christmas. I care about my goals. I care about the things that truly make me. And even though there were some of the hardest times in my life, I didn't allow the feeling of how I felt in that moment to define the actions that I was going to take. One thing that you need to apply to your life today is create the habit of daily actionable goals and accomplish those goals regardless of how you feel. Number 5, embrace the journey, because it's gonna last the rest of your life. It's not about the destination. It's about who you become on the way there and how you react to the situations that are gonna get you there. That's how you become a stronger person at the end of the day, because this journey is a lifelong path. It doesn't end to the day that you are put in the ground. You need to learn to accept it and embrace it truly to where you feel satisfied regardless if it's a bad day or a good day. And that satisfaction needs to come from, okay, it was a bad day today, I became a better person. It was a good day today, I accomplished a goal. It can't just be, oh, we won, because there's no satisfaction in that in your heart. I remember for the first time when I made $1 million, I looked inside my bank account and said, wow, I made it. The feeling lasted about a total of 8 minutes and it was gone. And it made me realize that it was never about the money when I finally hit the target, but the person that was sitting in that moment was a person that I manually created by working and doing everything I possibly had to. And eventually that made me the person that I am today, because I truly have fell in love with the journey of becoming the best version of myself. Michael Hopf said, hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. Your goal should be staying a strong person through every single situation of your life. And once you get to a point of success, it will try to soften you. And the moment that you become soft is the moment that somebody will try to take everything that you've worked for. So this moment right now, you that are going through something extremely difficult in your life, that you feel like is changing you and defining you and turning you into a person that you can't even recognize, take that moment and understand that this is intended to make you the version that God sees for you, the version that you are going to become to accomplish everything that you've ever wanted. And once you're there, don't let that go, because there will be things that will try to take that away from you. And I'll leave you with one more powerful quote that has defined who I am and I use on a daily basis to keep me going. Jessica Hurren said, you have to see failure as the beginning, the middle, but you can never entertain it as the end. The end only comes when you give up. And for me, until the moment that I am out of this world and God says it's my time, I will never give up. And I want that same energy and that same mindset for you, because we will never give up. Thank you guys for watching. Like a mentor of mine said, I'll see you at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded.